Lily Allen just exposed David Harbour and her new album for cheating on her and destroying their marriage.
Millie Bobby Brown has reportedly filed a harassment claim against her Stranger Things co-star David Harbour.
David Harbour is a famous Hollywood actor who is now a household name. Although he has maintained a successful career so far, in recent years he's been involved in a lot of scandal and controversy, which has affected how many people now see him. So in this video we're going to be going through all of the drama and scandals to do with David Harbour and why some people think this might be his downfall. All that and more coming up in today's video, so let's get started. David Kenneth Harbour was born on the 10th of April 1975 in White Plains, New York. By his own account, David struggled with mental health when he was younger because he suffered from episodes of depression and later bipolar disorder, which even led to him being institutionalized. These experiences shaped his approach to acting, giving his performances a vulnerability that audiences would later find compelling. David began his acting career on stage, making his Broadway debut in 1999 in The Rainmaker. In the early 2000s, he had regular appearances in TV and films, but usually in smaller roles, such as on Law & Order, Brokeback Mountain and Revolutionary Road. These appearances steadily established him as a capable supporting actor. Despite his growing success, his career slowed down due to his struggles with alcoholism, and he later admitted that he hit rock bottom in his mid-30s. In a 2019 interview, David spoke openly about being institutionalized and diagnosed with bipolar disorder. He described this period of his life as one of self-destruction and rediscovery, saying, quote, "I thought my life was over, but in that chaos I found a kind of rebirth." In 2016, David's career changed overnight after he starred in Netflix's hugely popular series Stranger Things. David's portrayal of Chief Jim Hopper became one of the most beloved characters in the series, and he was a smash hit with audiences. David received Emmy and Golden Globe nominations, and his popularity skyrocketed. He quickly became a fan favourite, appearing at conventions and interviews where his humour and self-awareness further cemented his charm. By 2018, David was being hailed as the, quote, new generation's Harrison Ford, or in other words, a rugged, relatable leading man. His physical transformation for the role in Stranger Things, his fatherly chemistry with co-star Millie Bobby Brown, and his down-to-earth demeanour made him one of Hollywood's biggest stars. His personal life also seemed to get a lot better as well. In 2019, he married British singer Lily Allen in a small ceremony in Las Vegas. The wedding took place during the pandemic, was officiated by an Elvis Presley impersonator, and was followed by a meal at In-N-Out Burger. To many fans, marrying Lily seemed like the happy ending to David's previously tumultuous life. By 2022, David and Lily were frequently photographed together at premieres and events and talked about their happy family life, as well as David's role as stepfather to Lily's children from a previous relationship. But cracks later began to appear in this seemingly happy marriage. People noticed that they made fewer public appearances together and weren't posting photos with each other on social media like they had been doing before. Rumours circulated that the two were living apart during some of David's demanding filming commitments. Lily hinted in interviews that her relationship was, quote, complicated. She described feeling, quote, disconnected and exhausted, and although she didn't name David specifically, people assumed that's who she was referring to. By late 2024, speculation intensified about David's private life. Multiple outlets reported that he and Lily were indeed living separately. Apparent sources close to the couple told People magazine that, quote, the marriage has been crumbling for months. In October 2024, David and Lily officially confirmed that they had separated after 4 years of marriage. The story instantly made headlines, but while early coverage of the story remained respectful, the situation escalated when British and Australian news outlets started reporting allegations of infidelity. It was claimed that David had been having a long-term affair with a costume designer named Natalie Tippett. The report suggested the relationship began during a production period in 2021 and lasted for nearly 3 years. Although David nor Natalie publicly confirmed the affair, the reports quickly gained a lot of traction. Then, in 2025, Lily's album called West End Girl came out and added fuel to the fire. Listeners pointed out that some of the songs referenced lying and betrayal. For example, one of the lyrics said, quote, "I can't trust anything that comes out of your mouth." Or another lyric said, quote, "I'm not convinced that he didn't F you in our house."
She's in London, hotel room, all alone. He calls her and tells her that he's a man with needs and he wants to open their marriage. On the album, you can hear her side of this conversation. She tells him she's very sad about it, but she wants him to be happy. So they draw up parameters. Discretion, preferably financial transactions as in pay for it.
Sorry, this is all in a song.
All in the songs.
Wow.
Only strangers, not people they know. So they keep going. She says in the songs that her marriage is unevenly open. She tries to be a modern wife, a non-monogamummy. There's a song called Non-Monogamummy. And she details on a song called Dallas Major that sometimes she dabbles herself in this. She then finds out that he's renting an apartment in the West Village.
Oh, it's always a red flag.
And she says in the song, "I didn't know it was your pussy palace. I always thought it was a dojo. I found a shoebox full of handwritten letters from broken-hearted women wishing you could have been better. Sex toys, butt plugs, lube inside. Hundreds of Trojans, you're so broken."
In interviews, Lily was asked about this and acknowledged that the album was autobiographical, although she refused to name anyone specifically. The British tabloid The Daily Mail even reported that in January 2025, Lily had created a profile on the exclusive dating app Raya. She allegedly set her profile to be looking for women and was cross-referencing the women that were on Raya compared to the women that David was following on Instagram. This only added to the speculation that Lily was trying to prove that David cheated on her. Fans then started re-watching some of David's previous interviews, now looking at them through a new lens. For example, in a clip from Architectural Digest from 2021, David made a few comments which people think now looking back should have been a red flag.
Oh God. What the hell are you doing here? I mean, last time I was single and I was living on the Lower East Side. I have a family now, kids. I mean, this is so embarrassing. You look good though.
Because their hate, or especially his hate for her, is palpable. I'm going to show you a clip. And here's the setup. They're doing the house tour. He does most of the talking and he talks over her a lot. They finally get to the closet and he starts to take credit as though he built and designed the closet. And when she calls him out, you have to see his reaction.
Fast, right?
Nothing like this. This
Really?
is amazing. Yeah.
I love
this
this
is like
I
he
love
built
like I
it.
built it. I know. I've been
It was in
working
fact
so
built by
hard
a
with this.
Brazilian company called Florence, who we are very grateful for. They did a really, really good job. It's all like...
He hates her.
Although there was a lot of media speculation about David's potential affair, he pretty much stayed silent. He only made one brief comment to an entertainment outlet that his life had undergone a, quote, tremendous amount of change, and that he would not, quote, encourage a salacious bleep show of humiliation. Meanwhile, Lily reportedly went into therapy and involved in a wellness program. Friends described her as, quote, emotionally shattered, but determined to recover. And the public started to turn against David, now branding him as a cheater. There were also some other struggles that David experienced outside of his personal life. Several outlets, such as People, NME, and The Wrap, reported that Millie Bobby Brown, who is David's co-star from Stranger Things, had filed a formal complaint against him, alleging bullying and harassment during the production of Stranger Things' final season. The report said that Millie's complaint contained, quote, pages and pages of documentation, but did not say exactly what the complaint was. Netflix reportedly launched an internal review, but no official findings were released. Industry insiders reported that these types of complaints are common, especially in long-running productions, but they rarely become public. And according to a report by Variety, sources with knowledge of the situation say that there was an investigation, but it was resolved. There were also reports that David would not be attending press for the last season of Stranger Things, with some people thinking that the alleged complaints about him may be the reason. But the narrative shifted again in mid-2025 when Stranger Things had its world premiere for the last season in Los Angeles. On the red carpet, David and Millie were filmed hugging and smiling at each other, which seemed to suggest that all was well. Although some people wondered if this was genuine or if it was just a PR stunt as damage control. Another thing that came out which further added to the criticism against David was a comment by one of his ex-girlfriends. Alison Sudol was in a relationship with David from 2017 to 2019. In November 2025, she posted a photo of herself on social media where she was looking sad. She explained that this was taken in 2019 at the quote, tail end of a relationship, which was presumably with David, where she felt like she needed to change things about herself. She also said, quote, the thing about bullies is they know how to win. They tie your hands together and convince you you've done it to yourself. And although she didn't mention David's name explicitly, people assumed that that's who she was referring to. Lily Allen even commented on Alison's post with a heart emoji, which people assumed was done in solidarity because both of them had had a previous failed relationship with David. As of right now, it looks like David is still experiencing backlash, although he hasn't really publicly addressed it. He did, however, turn off comments on his Instagram shortly after his ex-wife Lily released her album, which seemingly implied that he had cheated on her. David is currently involved in several projects, such as a true crime movie called Evil Genius, alongside Courtney Cox and Patricia Arquette, as well as several other high-profile projects, such as a Disney movie called Avengers Doomsday. So it appears that although David is currently getting a lot of backlash, and some critics speculate that he may lose some of his upcoming projects as a result of it, it looks like for the moment his career shows no signs of slowing down. And only time will tell what will happen to David's career and whether this really is the start of his supposed downfall. But what is clear is that his previous reputation as a faithful and loving family man has probably been ruined. And if the complaints of bullying and harassment ever come out as being true, this may have a bigger effect on his career. So we'll have to wait and see if he can regain his previous popularity in the wake of the infidelity rumours. But let me know, what do you think of David Harbour? And do you believe the rumours that he cheated on Lily Allen? Let me know in the comments. If you'd like to get early access to my videos as well as other benefits, please consider subscribing to my Patreon. It just costs a few dollars a month and it really helps support my channel, and I'll leave a link to that in the description. Please make sure you like and comment on this video to help tell the algorithm this is a great video, and please make sure you subscribe to my channel because it really does make a huge difference. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in a future video. Thank you, bye!